Morning. Today is the 31st of December 2022. I haven't done a video in a long time and I thought I would bring some videos to you. I have recently, as usual, this is Trevor Bernard, President of the Small Ruminants Association. And I recently, a couple weeks ago, I got some hybrid seeds that I wanted to share with you. I actually planted a garden with some of these seeds and I wanted to show you the results and what happened with these seeds. So these are some of the seeds that I got. I got the mulatto 2. Now, one of the things is that there's a problem with mulatto grass when it is planted on bauxite land. It has some side effects when it seeds. I think towards the end of the year, it seeds about November, December to January, and when it seeds, the seeds can become poisonous and is fatal to goats and sheep. But otherwise, we don't have that problem with it when it is put on natural soil, as far as I know. The next one is the Crotalaria. It's also called sun hemp. I planted this sun hemp and I'm going to show you the garden of the sun hemp and what happened with it. A very good plant. It's a legume and it's something out of India. It's a tropical plant, but a very good forage for animals. Mombasa. I also planted some Mombasa. We talk about this all the time. And this has been planted all across Jamaica. A lot of farms all over have been using Mombasa. It's very good with the cows. I think sometimes I find the goat not so, a liking to it. But there is this new grass here now. It's called Camella, C-A-M-E-L-L-O. I also planted this Camella. And I was very impressed with it and how it growed. It seemed to be more like a good grazing grass because it seemed not to get very tall, but it's very leafy and has a very fine stem. The sorghum. This was something that I was very impressed with. We planted some of this sorghum and I was really impressed with the high growth rate and how leafy it became. It was, the first thing that happened is that the sun hemp, within about 2 to 3 days, it germinated and started to grow, and it was just growing away. The sorghum never grew as quick, but about a week or two, they started to grow together. But at some point, the sorghum overtakes everybody. The last one I have here is this cobra. And these are hybrid grasses. And I also planted this one, but I don't know if something was wrong with the seeds, but I didn't get much growth rate out of this. So now we are going to look at the farm. As you can see, when you look, you see how lush this grass looks. This is in the earlier stages of the grass. You're seeing the sorghum, you're seeing the sun hemp, you're seeing the mulatto, and I have the camella over on this side. What happens is that these are the only ones that actually catch and growed in my backyard and did very well. And I just put it on ordinary soil, and it was in the rainy time, so it grew very fast and it did very well. And as you can see, it is now growing very nice, and you are seeing what is happening here. I was very impressed with the growth rate. Within 6 weeks, the grass became very tall, as you can see here, and I'm going to, after a time, I'm going to experiment more. But the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open the gate and I'm going to let the animals inside there and watch and see what the animals like and what they gravitate towards. So I released the goats inside the area about a week and a half now, and as you can see, the first thing that the goat ate was the sun hemp or the Crotalaria. You can have a look at it here. They have gone through the entire area, and this is what is left of it. This is what is left of the Crotalaria. They really went crazy over it. Over this side is the sorghum. It is now seeding heavily and drying. I'm planning to collect some of these seeds. And this is the sorghum. Now, the thing is, when we release the goats inside here, the first thing they started to eat was the sorghum. And then they started to eat the sun hemp. And once they started to get the taste of this sun hemp, they never stopped eating it till they're almost finished with it. Over this side is where I have the Mombasa grass. And they haven't really touched the Mombasa any at all. But on this side, I have this grass. This is the Camella. It's a new breed of hybrid grass. But if you look at it, the stem is very fine stem. This is going to be a very good grazing type grass. It has a very fine stem. Look at this. Very leafy. I think this will make a very good grazing grass. I also think it would make a good grass to make hay. This also would make very, for hay production. And this grass is the same age of that. All of them were planted the same time. And if you stand from here and you look across at the height, this is probably about 3-4 inches, 3 feet, maybe, well, it grows and it kind of lie down like, you can see, almost like African star type of grass like. And then right there, so is the Mombasa. And then I had the Crotalaria or the sun hemp, and then the sorghum. The sorghum was really the star. It grew so fast and overtake everybody else. And the goats seem to like it also. So as I go along, I will see what happens with all of this. But this was just an experiment for me to learn and see, the growth rate of what is happening. You can look at this. Most of these hybrid grass, they are very leafy. You can see what's happening here. This grass here actually, I had planted all of the seeds here as an experiment, and the most successful ones were these. But sun hemp, it's a legume. It also is high in protein. It's excellent in fiber. It's very good and very nutritious for the animals. It has a lot of potential and in Jamaica, and I think it's something that farmers should plant because it's very digestible, and it has a lot of uses. It also is a perennial type legume. But they say that it will grow 3 or 4 or 5 times, and you recut it each time you cut it will grow back. But you have to replant after a certain time. I haven't really seen it regrow as yet because we just started this. They have been grazing this maybe 2 weeks now, and I'll wait and see if it will regrow. So I wanted to show you this because we have to start planting up these kind of forages and to improve our farm and improve what we are doing, and to not rely so much on grains. And this plant here, this legume plant, which also improve the soil, is a very good plant to subsidize grains in the animals' diet. See, so this is one of the tall, one of these that grew out very tall. This is a seed. I don't think the seed mature.
Sun hemp.
This is the sun hemp, right? Or the Crotalaria. When it's very crowded, the stem does not get so big. But this is how it. And it also, if you have any weeds inside the land, it crowds them out and suppresses weed. It's also a good weed suppressant. They use this as green manure also. So a lot of places or farms, they plant the sun hemp, and when it grows, they just plow it back in the soil, and it is, it's very nutritious for the soil. So So, you know, it's a very useful plant to have. It's a tropical or semi-tropical plant, so it does very well in Jamaica. All right, so I'm happy to bring this to you. As usual, you know, I want people to plant more forages to support their farms and, you know, goat and sheep. If we start to look at some of these plants that will help in their diet, it will improve the overall health of the animals, which is what we want to do, and increase our production. Thanks, and please continue to watch my channel. Bye.